Remember how simple mobile games used to be back in the day? On the bus to school, I used to play Jetpack Joyride, Subway Surfers, Temple Run. Simple, repetitive, nice. PC gaming is for after work, but mobile gaming has its place while shitting on company time. Then Pokemon Go came out in 2016, so now all hell's broken loose. Stuff like Genshin Impact comes out, where the line between mobile and console PC gaming starts to fade away. Remember, the old classics? Ah boom, piano tiles. I always liked rhythm games like Guitar Hero. Yet outside of consoles, there wasn't really many casual experiences like it. Even on PC, I can't think of any highway scrolling rock band-esque games until Fortnite Festival came out. So back when everyone seemingly had some free time during 2020 to 2022, not sure why, guys, what happened there? I re-downloaded Piano Tiles and it was fun for 5 minutes. Then, in the recommended titles in the App Store, there it was. Anime Piano Tiles. I got to let the homies know I fuck with HATSUNE MIKU. I mean, hang on a second. Did you fucking change the category transitions again?
It's none
Make
of
up
your
your
fucking
mind, you silly
Shut
bastard.
up. I spit
Here's
at
the
you.
rundown. There's the real world, and then there's the Sekai world. Everyone has one, and they're built from your emotions. And this is how characters from the real world can interact with such famous virtual singers like the HATSUNE MIKU, the Chocobo twins, the blue guy from that one TikTok, evil Mori Calliope who can make some good songs and isn't racist, and your mum's alcoholic wine friend from her book club. And there is a story, 5 separate ones in fact, for 5 separate idol groups. The first is Leonid, 4 friends from school, and it's just K-On, isn't it? Yeah. Next is More Jump, a group of 3 returning retired idols and 1 debuting one that brings them together. Third is Vivid Bad Squad, a group of street musicians that act tough in performances, but give off the vibe of being afraid to ask for ketchup in McDonald's. Then there's 25G Nightcore, that I shit you not is a group formed around and named after writing songs on Discord at 1 AM. But finally, the GOATs, Wonderland's X Showtime, who are a group of stage performers that incorporate songs into their acts. I ain't gonna lie, most of the characters and their stories are pretty boring to me. Leonid and Vivid Bad Squad are really forgettable. 25 AM Nightcore is boring as hell. More Jump probably had the best story overall, to be honest, with its focus on rekindling passion through determination. However, Wonderland's X Showtime is the best group by far because they are the silliest. Hello, my name is Emo Otoy. Emo is meaning smile.
Leute, mein Homie ist da.
Also, Robo Nene sweeps your favorite verse. That's just the rules. Don't look at me like that. I mean, I didn't make them. Each story is told in 10 stages that you unlock by playing songs as those characters. Like, a lot of songs as those characters. The format is pretty much the same for all of the stories, though. One character meets HATSUNE MIKU. Transported to the virtual world. Group meets each other. It goes pretty good for 5 minutes. Random band ending tension event. Back together. Let's think of a name. Oh shit, a song appeared out of nowhere that represents the last 5 minutes of dialogue. Repeat that 5 times. There's also stories for the hundreds of events that have occurred over the years, but I'm not sure if my phone storage or even the Linus Tech Tip mega servers storage could handle all that anime voice acting.
Tell this asshole if he wants to learn how to make my product, he's gotta do it my way! The right way!
Fuck you, Bogdan. I said fuck you. And you're gross.
Like I said earlier, it really is anime Piano Tiles. Well, it's a bit better and more complicated than that, but if I had to describe it to a coworker, I fucking wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want them knowing anything about what it would be like. It would be hell. But if I had to describe it to someone random online, that would be the simplest generalization possible. Now, it is also a gacha, but that doesn't actually matter in the slightest. The characters barely change anything about the game, and the game shits gems at you anyway. so if you want a character, you would probably get it. But for the main gameplay, all you gotta do in the rhythm of the song, tap the regular notes, double notes, sometimes hold them down, sometimes hold them down all crazy like, sometimes you flick away, and sometimes all of that at once. There's also the max win gold notes, but those are exactly the same, there's just extra points. And that's the entire game, just tap the funny screen. It strikes a nice balance of not being so simple it's boring, and not being so complicated that you have to exhaust yourself to play it. Well, until you get good enough to play it on expert. Remember, a good timing in a rhythm game means it was shit and your streak will end. Outside of some menus, rhythm games usually contain one type of gameplay UI, with the gameplay differences being from the songs and how each note is charted to the song. Project Sekai presents everything you need to very nicely. Depending on the song, you can have different visuals in the background, like the original 2D music video, or the 3D models of the singers you selected dancing on the stage. Or, just like how first-person shooter players turn down all the visual settings to increase their FPS, you can turn off all the videos in the background to reduce your distractions. You can also turn off the cut-ins that your performers will chime in with. A lot. Like every couple of notes they will always be yapping up a storm. It's a bit too much for me, but I can appreciate the amount of writing that went into the specific character interactions, and the chance to hear the word Wonderhoy again.
Wonderhoy?
The theming throughout is really nice as well, as each Sekai is a world built through emotions. The animations, navigation of all the menus and worlds themselves represent this dreamlike feeling really well. You can see this even in the gacha animation, where the game uses dashes of geometry and this sweeping ethereal background melody. It also helps that this game runs at 120 FPS on mobile, like what the fuck? Vocaloid music is a really funny music genre to me, because there's a lot of it. And I'll sift through the songs, and a lot of it will sound samey, and I'm not really feeling much of it. But then there are some that just BAM! Hit harder than a Vauxhall Corsa on the UK Dashcam crash compilation. And this game is no exception. It's a pretty decent representation of the genre as a whole, as it has a couple middling, not to my taste songs, some slower ones, and then some amazing ones that are completely bouncy and energetic. And some are even made fresh for the game. However, there are 5 main groups and a bunch of virtual singers, meaning that the song selection focuses mainly on Vocaloid covers rather than Vocaloid original songs. So whilst the selection is pretty good, man, is it missing some obvious songs. Where is Koinu Carnival, the one that was in Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Where the hell is Triple Baka? Where the hell is Germa classic PoPiPo? From what I can make out, collabs happen on the Japanese servers around a year before they can hit the English ones. Which is a shame, because the Toho collab recently happened in Japan, and with it brought 3 songs, the first 2 being internet classics. You've probably heard these 2 even if you've never heard of Toho. I'm a goddamn American who don't need no Toho. A remix of Flandre's theme, Unknown Was Her, and a tiny little song, I'm not sure, you might not have heard of it, there's a bit of niche on the internet called Bad Apple. That's PoPiPo levels of holy shit that should be in the game. The last song is way less heard of, however it completely occupied my head for the last week or so since the cover is completely new, Help Me Eren. Let me tell you, that couple of weeks going in between the Kendrick Drake diss tracks to hearing Help Me Eren, Mesmerizer, Rabbit Hole and the Magical Cure funny Miku Miku Beam song for the first time, probably the funniest couple weeks of music that will ever happen to me. Did HATSUNE MIKU end the beef? I believe so. And actually, I had deleted Project Sekai off my phone for a couple years for storage, and the fact that linking your account saves your progress, thank you Base God. Help Me Eren was so catchy, I mean, using Toho music as bait is practically cheating, but I'll let it slide. That was the entire reason for me re-downloading it. Hopefully when the game gets ported to PC, the events can be done on a global basis rather than having to wait a year or make a Japanese account to get it early. This is one of those weird games where I played it a couple years ago, I added it to the review vault years ago, but then some random news comes out to make me want to pick it up and finish the review. And in this case, it was that PC port I just mentioned that was leaked by prominent Sega leaker Midori. I wrote this script like a month ago. Ooh, that one did not end well. It will be really interesting to see how the touchscreen controls translate into the keyboard ones, Will it be like Fortnite Festival, or will I have to scrape my finger from A to L, losing 17 layers of skin in the process? For now, I wasn't expecting to like the game as much as I did. Then again, some of these songs make me reminisce of the golden age of Newgrounds or the copper age of Machinima, where I would hear them for the first time in a random animation and not realize it was Vocaloid until years later, so I wasn't expecting to like Vocaloid that much either. Overall, it gets a 3.5 out of 5, but one of those like good 3.5 out of 5s that don't have a lot going wrong with it, but serve a different purpose to some of the heavy hitters. It's just like how Schindler's List is one of the best films of all time, and Cocaine Bear isn't. But I still know which one I would rather rewatch at 3 in the morning with the lads on Discord. The last film we watched on Discord together was Madame Web, so I don't think they'll be letting me pick the films anytime soon. And thank you for watching. I would really like it if you liked this video and would really subscribe it if you've subscribed. You can also find me on any of the platforms listed in the description below, and there's also a 0.0008% chance to pull me from the limited banner that's currently running, but you'll have to win the 50-50 first, not to mention also the